Stuck a pin in your backbone, spoke you down from there. All I ever wanted was to be your spine. Lost your friction and you slid for a mile.
Carrie Kay back with more Dirty Laundry. And today we have Eric Bachmann.
Hello.
Hello, of Crooked Fingers and Archers of Loaf fame.
All my friends have floated away.
What were you doing in Taiwan?
I kind of burnt out on music, and so I went over there with a friend of mine, Andy Baker. He's a recording engineer, and I went over there just to hang out with him for a month or so, and I got a job teaching English to kids.
Oh.
It was horrible. I was horrible at it. I was really, really bad at it, yeah. But it was a good thing to do, and it was great to be there for 6 months.
You brought Archers of Loaf back together after 13 years.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, I never would have thought we would have done it when we stopped in '99 or whatever it was. I felt like it was done, and I guess I didn't realize this, but I was the holdout. I was the one that didn't. Everybody else was kind of thinking about doing it, and so when I got back from Taiwan, Sean Nolan, the Archers manager, had contacted me. I mean, he's my friend anyway. I talk to him once a week, maybe anyway. But he said, "Would you be into doing it?" And I guess my experience over there kind of jogged my perception about it, and so I thought I think it'd be a great thing to do now.
Your experience in Taiwan?
Yeah, just because it made me appreciate being able to play music for a living after doing a job I hated, or I wasn't good at. So it kind of reset, recalibrated my brain about it, and Merge. The big catalyst was that Merge somehow got Alias to reissue the records through Merge. So if that hadn't happened, I don't know if we would have done it. So I really feel like that's the reason why, because it gives us a reason to do it. If they're going to reissue all 4 records, then we might as well support them, tour them, so.
Yeah. God bless. What were the other Archer members doing in the meantime? Were you in contact with them?
I was. Matt Gentling, the bass player, he's played in a lot of bands. He was in Band of Horses for a while, and he was in Superchunk for a little bit. And he is a big rock climber, a big mountain climber, so he does a lot of stuff in that community. So he was doing that. And Mark Price, the drummer, was managing he's a bicycle mechanic, a very good bicycle mechanic, so he worked his way up that in the 13 years we were away. He runs a bicycle manufacturing warehouse thing. And Eric Johnson, the guitar player, is a lawyer. He went to law school. And now he's mostly immigration lawyer in North Carolina.
In the 90s, a lot of your indie contemporaries were signing with major labels. What stopped you from doing that?
It's a long time ago, so I don't know where exactly. I can't recall where my head was exactly, but I'm sure we were just scared of it. We didn't want to we knew what we wanted to do, and we knew what we wanted to sound like, and we didn't want anybody telling us how our song should sound, So whether that's an accurate fear, whether you need to really, there's tons of bands that are on major labels that sound like they want to sound like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But at the time, for some reason, we felt very hostile towards that community and that world, I can't really regret having that attitude, because 20 years later, I'm somehow still pulling off, playing music or whatever. So
You still got the cred.
I guess, I don't know. I never thought. You never think of it that way. You never think of it. I think if you contrive that, then you're just really full of shit. So you try to work on that too hard. But it doesn't. I'm just trying to pull a living out of doing something I enjoy.
Yeah.
Pretty much is all I'm trying to do. So the credibility thing is like, people can say that, but whatever.
Yeah. Who were you being courted by back then?
I remember the biggest one was Maverick, the Madonna's label, which was pretty great. That was maybe a mistake. We probably should have done that. That'd have been pretty weird. That'd have been pretty fun, to hang out with Madonna,
Hang out with Madonna.
Yeah, but we didn't for obvious reasons. But yeah, I could have been at the halftime show. I think that we didn't want to be on a label, whether it be, I guess Interscope was interested, and Maverick was interested, and pretty much most that existed were interested. We talked to all of them, but the ones that were seriously considered, Geffen was interested. Well, we weren't willing to do the nasty part of going to the label and we're leaving no matter what. and you can sue us, but we're leaving. We weren't willing to be that mean about it, you know.
Yeah.
And I think the reason we weren't willing to do that wasn't because we're good people. We would have probably been able to do that morally. It was more because it was more the issue of, if we do this and they get us out of this, we're going to owe this corporation that just gave us all this money to get off this contract. We're going to owe them $1 million or something. I will never make that back. You know?
Yeah.
So it just made sense to not do it.
You mentioned in the past that there are some Archers of Loaf songs that you are not fond of when you listen to now.
Sure.
Which ones? Why is that?
I don't like that song "Hate Paste," which is funny. It's like a 7th or 8th song or something on Nicky Metal. It's Eric Johnson's favorite song. It's like I conflict with the other band members about what's horrible and what's not. You know.
I like that song. It's funny how subjective that is.
A lot of people, I know, and I think it's just I don't know what it is that determines in our minds why something's bad or good. There's songs that, like if I really think about what a song means lyrically, I mean, they're all it's like, would you really take the audio horse seriously? You know what I mean? It's kind of a dumb idea, you know what I mean? But
yeah.
it worked in the context of a loud, angry young band, you know.
Yeah.
So I can look at it one day and be like, that's the stupidest thing that's ever been written, and then another minute I can be like, no, but it's this great moment in the band's existence. So it's almost wrong to say that there's songs I hate or that I don't like, because I do realize that band had it was a moment, you know.
Yeah, it was.
So even if not for anybody else, for me and those guys, it was a fun thing for us to do, and we really were sincere about it. We had a fun time doing it, you know. But I mean, there's a lot of bad songs that there's a lot of really shitty songs that we wrote. Some on like that song "Death in the Park" I always hated. I tried to do this accent in that song as a joke, and looking back, and I'm like, man, you sound like a jackass, man.